So please allow me to introduce Jerry, the Director of the Scott Institute, President Emeritus of Carnegie Mellon University, and a University Professor of Civil and Environmental Engineering and Engineering and Public Policy. Jerry, thank you for being our keynote speaker today. Please enjoy the event.
It works. Ugh, that's better. Thank you, Jim, and good morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here on this occasion. I want to congratulate Urosh and Rafi on their leadership in organizing this. As Urosh said, this is organized by students, for students, and at Carnegie Mellon we especially value events like that. Not only because it's for you, and that's a good thing in and of itself, but the students benefit through the learning that comes from being leaders of an event like this, and we're delighted to see it. Congratulations. I want to thank the alumni for coming back, those who have, and for the DUSO representatives for giving us your time. Our students greatly appreciate it. We do too. And we hope they become great employees of yours in the not too distant future. In my remarks today, I'm going to talk about the Scott Institute, which Jim Garrett, our dean, referred to many times, and I'm delighted to tell you more about it. It really is an exciting initiative at the university. We represent the future of energy research, education, and innovation here at CMU, and that future is very bright. That picture, as you undoubtedly know, I have no idea if I press something whether this is going to work. Yeah. That is Scott Hall, but under wraps. Just this morning, I spent my first half a day at work in Scott Hall this morning. Yeah, it's a very big deal. It was fabulous, and as I think you all know, that's also the future home in the next few days of ESTP. The office will be moving over. Dave, when are you guys? Oh, spring break. They don't want to be disrupted, of course, before spring break. So when you return from spring break, you'll have a new home, including a fabulous new student lounge, and it's a wonderful space. You're going to be delighted by it. And I want to emphasize, it's not just nice space, but it's located in a very strategic way. Scott Hall itself provides a connection among the engineering and science buildings that never existed before. In addition, the floor that ESTP and the Scott Institute will be occupying, we are sort of at the crossroads of that. So it's going to be a very visible place, and the ESTP program, quite appropriately, will feel like it's at the center of the engineering universe here at CMU. I think it's a tremendous development and one we're very pleased about. I represent one of four people who are the current leadership of the Scott Institute. Andy Gelman, senior professor in chemical engineering, is co-director and generally looks over our research activities. Debbie Stein is a professor in EPP. She's sitting in the back table. She has her arm raised, waving. And she's associate director with a focus on outreach, especially policy. And Julianne Fehrbach is our program manager. We're now all in Scott Hall and loving it. We are a relatively new team. The Scott Institute was formally launched in 2012. But it's only in the last year and a half or so that the gifts that Dean Garrett referred to have started to be realized, and that the Institute has started to get the resources it needs to do the things it wants to do. And it's just now that we're starting to focus on what we're going to be doing, and that's what I'm going to tell you about. Our mission basically is to work through and with the academic units of Carnegie Mellon in order to create new interdisciplinary, inter-college, interdepartmental activities, both in research and education, as well as technology commercialization, to strengthen energy work and to make it more effective here at Carnegie Mellon. We've chosen 5 strategic areas to focus on. I'll tell you more about that. But I want to emphasize our intention to work through and with the academic departments. And by that I mean we're not going to create our own degree programs. We're not going to create our own faculty lines. All of our participants are faculty in the departments that you are affiliated with or programs you're affiliated with, like ESTP. Our activities are research, education, outreach, and technology commercialization. Our focus to date has been on research and outreach. Education will come later as we get, dig more into that, as we get more established. But let me just talk a little bit about education here. We're very proud of the Energy Science Technology program. We think it's one of the nation's leading programs in that area. I think it's very effective for what it seeks to do, prepare professionals for the energy sector, and in a fashion that few universities can duplicate. Carnegie Mellon has made that an engineering school-wide program, and it really works that way. That's terrific. What we want to do is build on that and look in particular in ways we can bring energy content to undergraduate programs across the university. Maybe someday there will be an energy undergraduate major. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but we want to be able to bring more energy content in a coordinated way to undergraduate majors across the disciplines, not just in technology, but also in the social sciences and beyond, and at the doctoral level as well. But we haven't gotten there yet. That's not what the Scott Institute has been working on. Instead, we've been focused on research and outreach. I'll say a little more about technology commercialization as well. It's in research that we've thought about where we should make strategic investments with these precious resources we've gotten through the gifts from the Scott family and from the Richard King Mellon Foundation. In deciding where to place these resources, we've chosen with 2 major thoughts in mind. One is we should do it in a way that leverages Carnegie Mellon's strengths, what we're good at, recognizing we can't be good at everything, and also being mindful about where we are and how to take advantage of that. And I think we've done a pretty good job of that. I should add also, of course, we want to be impactful in terms of what the energy problems are and opportunities are that face this country and the world. When we think about what Carnegie Mellon is good at, these are things that come to mind, not just in energy, but really in everything we do. First of all, we are a systems kind of place. We're a problem-solving institution. We celebrate that. We embrace that. Problem-solving is the organizing principle for many of our, if not all of our, academic programs. Our energy, our research programs, of course, are basic, but they're almost always motivated by real problems. That's applicable basic research. And of course, these are good strengths to have when you're talking about trying to solve difficult problems like energy problems. Of course, interdisciplinary collaboration, you hear about it from us so many times you get sick of hearing it, but it really, truly is a Carnegie Mellon strength and one that stands out and key to what we do and how we go about doing things. So we want to take advantage of that in our energy research as well. Of course, ESTP is a shining example of both of these things, a systems problem-solving kind of program, and clearly interdisciplinary by being CIT-wide in its approach. We like to think of ourselves as innovative and also entrepreneurial, and want to bring that in the energy programs that we choose to focus on. And picking up on something Dean Garrett was talking about, we know where we are. Western Pennsylvania is a unique place in a lot of ways, including in this energy area. Historically and at present, we have representation in all of the energy sectors, including nuclear, for example, with Westinghouse headquartered here, one of the world's leaders in nuclear power, as well as being a center of the shale gas sector, home to the National Energy Technology Laboratory, the nation's fossil energy laboratory, et cetera. We want to take advantage of that, as we should. So with those things in mind, we chose 5 areas, as I said before. Let me tell you a little bit about each one. The first one is probably the biggest problem the world faces. That is, we know we have to achieve sometime in the future a low-carbon energy status in this country and globally. What that is, when that will be achieved, and even more difficult, how we will get there, are questions that no one has answers to. Yet, they're questions we must answer for the good of the future of the globe. We have a lot to contribute to that. It's sort of the mother of systems problems, and one that we think we have a lot of strengths to contribute. In engineering, but also in policy, economics, the other social sciences, and the basic sciences. The second area is another one where we have many strengths across the university. Our School of Architecture has been a decades-long leader in smart buildings, energy-efficient buildings. They were working in that before almost any other architecture program was. Engineers here in civil engineering and in other programs are very interested in sensors and other devices that one needs to use in energy-efficient buildings. But we also have computer scientists very interested in this as a data management problem, think machine learning. And we have behavioral scientists who are very interested in how people interact with their environments and what kinds of signals that they will react to. Is it price signals? Is it other kinds of ways to encourage people to behave the way we want them to? We want to pull this all together, and we've started to, in order to create some very impactful research on highly efficient and smart buildings. The third area of the smart grid is another one that takes advantage of the systems approach that Carnegie Mellon is so strong in. Being led by faculty in our ECE department, we now have 5 groups of faculty pursuing what we're calling micro grants over the next 3 or 4 months, developing specific ideas. They'll come together over the summer when they're done doing their individual grants to develop a coherent proposal for what we're thinking of as an electrical energy systems simulator, which is something that we think we can produce, which would be very effective for other researchers as well as for the power sector. Shale gas, of course, I already mentioned the key role that we play geographically, industrially, commercially, in the shale gas sector. The Marcellus shale formation in which we sit is the largest in terms of known or estimated gas reserves of all the shale gas formations. We've seen a tremendous increase in drilling activity in the Marcellus shale, including in western Pennsylvania. We already have many faculty working on water quantity and quality impacts of shale gas development, both from a supply side and a waste management side, as well as many faculty working on air quality issues, especially methane leakage issues, as well as faculty who are interested in broader global issues. We have some national leaders in this. So one of our colleagues, Mitch Small, was chosen by the National Academies to chair the national workshop on the risks associated with shale gas. Another one of our colleagues, David Dzambak, chairs the national panel looking at the research agenda for water problems related to shale gas. So we have great strengths in this area, and what we'll be working on is how to pull them together to create even more strength. And finally, the materials area is an extremely rich research area as it relates to energy, and one that we want to contribute in. But it's also a vast area. There's so many different materials problems that one could spend all of one's time and resources trying to pursue them all. We've tried to be selective here, and the faculty have identified storage in particular as an area that they want to focus on, especially storage which is affected by catalytic actions and bringing those two things together. Jim Garrett already mentioned our colleague Jay Whitaker, who's a leader in this energy storage area. We see much more of that to come, and we want to build on that, and we're creating a center in that. So these are our 5 areas. Collectively, they cover much of the energy sector. If you think of the grid part covering the power sector, building energy use, of course, collectively represents something like 40% of all energy use in this country, so that's a very important area. Shale gas, materials, et cetera. That's what we're about. In each case, sort of watch the Institute for further developments in centers emerging in each of these areas. New faculty, new graduate programs, new research efforts. In addition to those strategic areas, the Institute, since it was created 4 years ago, has run an annual seed grant program where we invite the faculty from across the university to propose small grants on the order of $50,000 to $75,000 to allow them to do early research on a problem that would make it position them better to win more significant support from an external research sponsor. As I said, it's university-wide, and this shows you the history. We've received, we sort of seem to be at a steady state now of about 35 requests a year. We fund 6 to 8, and we actually got up to 9 this year, at around the $450,000 to $500,000 level. These are extremely valuable sources of support for the faculty. They can't get it any other way, and being able to do this early research allows them to generate results and really does increase their chances for getting funding from outside. If you can read that from the back, I'm happy for you. It means your eyes are very good, or your eye doctor has done you a good job by giving you good glasses. In any event, this is intended to show you the range of topics and the fact that this really is university-wide, not only in engineering, which tends to be the center of gravity for the energy work at CMU, but you see 2 grants this year in chemistry, one in the Heinz College and even one in English for a workshop on the social and cultural impacts of energy development, which I think is a terrific thing. This last column refers to EQT, the natural gas company. They made a very generous grant to the university to support research related to natural gas, so we fold their money into the Scott Institute money as part of our process. So that program is working very well, and one we will continue. So I mentioned that another area of focus for us is technology commercialization and industrial relations. This is an area that's extremely important to us. We are obligated and committed to doing it as an institute, but we just haven't gotten around to doing it yet, just because we're new and we've got a lot of things to do. We will. In fact, we have just in the last few weeks posted a job description for a new position for an associate director for industrial partnerships, we call it. And the role of this person will be just that, to build industrial relationships for the university related to energy. Now, we already have several industrial partnerships in energy, and we don't want to interfere with those. Rather, we want to leverage those and build on them. We think this is an area of great potential and promise for Carnegie Mellon, and one that we want to tap into and do much more in. So watch for that. There will be much more. And part of that will be our collaboration with the Career Center, with the ESTP, in order to increase the number of job opportunities for our students, including and especially ESTP students. Another part of this, though, is commercializing the technology that our faculty and students create here. As you know, we already have excellent programs in this area. Our innovation programs in the Tepper School, our technology transfer office, pardon me, I've forgotten the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, we call it. This is an excellent center. These are doing very good work for students and faculty. What we want to do is enhance that with the resources we have, with a particular energy focus, to increase opportunities for both students and faculty to pursue innovation, company creation around energy technologies. Again, something we haven't gotten to yet, but we will be, and watch for that. The final area is outreach. This is something that we take very seriously for two reasons. One is we want to raise the visibility of energy generally within the Carnegie Mellon community as an area for research and education and technology creation and also commercialization. It's already visible. We want faculty and students to know about the opportunities that exist. The fact is that you are all busy beyond 100%. Your calendars are totally full. You're never able to get everything done. So when we try to put together something new or get a group of faculty together to talk about a new research theme or get students to come to a new seminar, it's difficult to do just because you're so darn busy. The Institute has a key role to play here as a convener, as someone who can maybe break through the noise in your daily lives and provide enough inducements like free food, which usually works with students, to get you to come to events. And that's what we are doing through lectures. We've created a faculty affiliates program with monthly lunch meetings where the faculty can get together to hear about what's going on, to discover common interest in order to promote more of the interdisciplinary collaborative research that we value so much. We just recently had an extremely successful visit thanks to the efforts of the dean who connected with the ARPA-E director. And through that connection, we were able to get her to come and spend 2 days here. The Scott Institute helped to arrange that with the dean's office. She gave a great talk, 2 great talks, which were very well attended and had individual meetings with faculty, a great event. And the whole purpose of that, of course, was to educate ARPA-E about Carnegie Mellon and to educate ourselves about ARPA-E so we could be more successful in getting ARPA-E grants. That's the kind of thing we're going to continue to do more of. The other part of this, though, is external outreach, increasing the visibility of Carnegie Mellon's energy research and education to the outside world. That's something we can't do too much of. We want the world to know about what a great place this is and the great things we're doing. There are a lot of things we're doing, and here I want to again point out Debbie Stein, who's sitting in the back, who's led all of these efforts and has done just a terrific job in both conceiving of them and making them happen. This includes not only our newsletter, but also events in Washington to increase our visibility on Capitol Hill, especially a little picture there of a Capitol Hill event. We've been creating, the Institute has sponsored the creation of what we call Policymaker Guides on specific themes, which have proved to be very popular, taking Carnegie Mellon research and making it accessible in an attractive and easily accessible way to the policy community. Debbie has conceived of, and we've been creating these very nice videos of about 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes long, I guess maybe even 5 minutes long, which are very easily accessible, short pieces on energy topics focused at the general public, easily gotten to through the Scott Institute website, featuring individual faculty who are displayed up here. They're terrific. I urge you to go look at them and to spread the word about them. There have been many events on campus and off campus. You see the Nature Conservancy up there. We co-hosted with the Nature Conservancy here last May a 3-day workshop on shale gas development and its environmental impacts. It was extremely successful. It was we used the convening function of the Scott Institute in collaboration with the Conservancy to bring together environmental groups with industry and government to talk about common interest in shale gas impacts. We hosted an event for the Society of Environmental Journalists. That's a very smart thing to do to raise the visibility of the things we do here. Now, certainly, though, a very big event for us is coming up, and one we hope you'll all be part of, Carnegie Mellon Energy Week. The first ever is just a month away, the week of March 14th to 18th. What you're seeing here is an earlier version of the schedule. To get the latest schedule, just go to our website, please. I urge you to do it and see the latest schedule. It's going to be a terrific week. Every day has a different theme. So Monday will be Research Day, Tuesday will be Policy Day, Wednesday will be Innovation Day, Thursday Education Day, and then Friday will be a series of field trips. And we've got some great speakers and events for students and faculty and people from off campus lined up throughout the week. There'll be some great things, including some competitions you'll want to look at and be part of, I think. It's very exciting. It's going to raise the visibility of energy work at Carnegie Mellon in a very significant way. Another thing we've done is to use media, both traditional media and newer social media. In the more traditional realm, we now have a partnership with our local national public radio station, WESA, to whom we provide so-called energy bites. These are 90-second Q&As featuring individual Carnegie Mellon faculty on particular energy topics. You can hear these every Friday during Science Friday on the local station. But in addition, they're now available for other national public radio stations around the country, and they're starting to be picked up, which is also a very good thing. And more. There's a lot going on, something we're very proud of. So as Dean Garrett said at the outset, the Scott Institute was created to lead Carnegie Mellon to an even better future when it comes to energy work of all sorts. I'm privileged in this post-administrative life to be able to direct the Scott Institute. I'm delighted to be doing it. We've already achieved a lot, but there's much, much more to come. Please be part of it. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of the day, and congratulations again to the student leaders of this great event. Thank you.